Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Five of Pentacles. I think you're somebody who is, I think you're ready for change. You know, I think you handle change very well. It helps if we are expecting it. It helps if we have maybe planned it or invoked it. But I think that you really do well with, you do well under pressure. You know, you do well when there's a lot of things going on. I feel like you're somebody that can spin a lot of plates and keep them going, you know. You have a way of almost, it's almost like you can be in more than one place at once, you know. Because I feel as if you have a way of multitasking. I think you're known for it, you know. That you've got a lot of things going on, you got a lot of things on your plate, and you're okay with that. You kind of like it like that. But at the same time, I feel like right now you kind of want things to settle down and get a little bit more mellow. We kind of need some mellow in our lives, right? This is a lot of plates, a lot of spinning, a lot of running around, a lot of being in, 20 places at the same time, right? Which is not humanly possible. Maybe you're superhuman, but I think that you also need some stability, okay? Just because you do well and you can succeed and thrive in a rather chaotic environment doesn't mean that you always should, right? Let's see where we're going with this. Let's see what's happening. There's Five of Pentacles, and we've got a Three of Swords. Three of Swords is all about your memory. We're going to leave this card volunteered. We're going to leave that for, I don't know, maybe it could be the mystery card, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Let's make that the mystery card. That's a random card that volunteered while I was shuffling, and we're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on that card. We're not going to look at it until the end, all right? If you want to take a guess, make a prediction, put it in the comments down below. The Three of Swords, though, is kind of crossing your path here. I feel like this is really, we're kind of getting tired of the busyness of life here. Okay, it could be it's the Three of Swords. It's the memory, right? It's kind of like it could be that you have these memories and these thoughts of like back in the day when life was easier. You know, maybe it was last week, maybe it was last month, I don't know. But that time in your life where, gosh, I didn't have so much to do. The days where you could relax more. The days where you didn't have all the plates. You didn't have to run around so much. Okay? And I don't know what has happened. Maybe you've taken a new job. Maybe you started your own business. Maybe you're just doing something different. Maybe it's the time of year that's very busy for you. But I feel like we're kind of like, we're remembering that time in the past where it was a lot more mellow, a lot calmer days. Okay? And I think that because you're having this kind of feeling now, or this kind of almost nostalgia for the less busy life that you have led, I think it's an indication that maybe we've got to slow down a little bit. Maybe there is a need for, for some downtime. Underneath everything, yeah, see Five of Cups now. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Pretty soon, I think that it's going to start interfering with your work. I don't feel like this sort of activity that you have, this kind of multitasking, as we might call it, I don't think it's sustainable. The Five of Cups is us feeling as if I'm ready for a change. And maybe we thought this was leading us somewhere else, and now it just feels like we're literally just spinning plates. What's the point? What is this going to accomplish, right? So again, you're somebody who does very well in a busy environment. You like change, you like activity, you like the novelty, you like kind of, doing a lot of different things. But there's got to be some sort of reward for it. There's got to be some sort of pleasure in it. This is more disappointment than pleasure, okay? So if you're continuing to do something for which you're not feeling any kind of joy or love or reward or pleasure, and it doesn't feel good anymore, we've got to rethink it, okay? We've maybe got to figure out, how am I gonna, think about it. If you're spinning all these plates, how are you ever going to stop? You can't just let them stop and all fall, come crashing down, right? So you got to keep them going. And now it starts to get kind of frantic. Now we're starting to get anxious because we're spinning. And then this one's starting to slow down. We don't want it to fall. Can we catch them all and just stack them up, like they do in the cartoons, and set them down and we walk away and do something else, right? Is that possible in this situation? Is this something now where you almost like can't let go of it? Because if you do, maybe it's going to come crashing down. What is this for you? I don't know. Let's see what the card in the past position is. A Six of Swords. I think you had a very good plan here. I think this is, it's the divine blueprint, right? This is really that organization. I think that you entered into the situation with a clear idea of how it was supposed to go. But since we're going from a Six of Swords to a Three of Swords here, I almost feel as if there's another person involved or something, or the other half of it, they didn't fulfill their part, right? That you're bringing your energy here, but then they abandon you, or they didn't pull their weight, or they didn't show up. And you're left spinning all these plates. Maybe they're supposed to come and spin half of them or take over so that you can do something else. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel as if your plan, your Six of Swords, your organization, your blueprint would have went fine, but only half of it has played out so far. The other half, where is it? Right? Is it somebody else's responsibility? Did something interrupt the plan? Right? Did something cause some sort of changes? Maybe we could look at the Five of Pentacles that way and say that you had this really straightforward plan, but something interrupted it. There was a variable. There was something unexpected that happened, and now you're left spinning all these plates, and you're unsure of how the heck do you stop? How the heck do we move forward from this? Okay, let's see what's on top of everything. Three of Wands. That's the reason why you're not letting them come crashing down. Because I feel as if what you're doing has a personal significance, something that you identify with as being, something that you have to do because this is your thing, right? So it's either your plan or this is your business, or you feel identified with this activity in some way, to the point where we're not going to let it down. And maybe this is the idea that you're a person of your word. You're not just going to let something, you're not just going to walk away from something and let it crash down. And for right now, it means that you're sitting there spinning all the plates. But it's your integrity, your character, that's not letting you just let go and walk away from it, because it will come crashing down, And to me, it really feels like, let's say somebody asked you to watch their kids. Okay, I'm gonna watch the kids here. They said they're gonna be back at 8 o'clock at night. Here it is, 3 in the morning and they're not back yet. You can't just leave, So you just gotta stay there and continue doing this, and they're gonna show up eventually, we hope, right? And I don't think that's what your situation is, but it has that kind of seriousness to it, And it obviously, we can't walk away from this. So we're either waiting for the other half of this plan to play out, or we're waiting for kind of the next thing to happen, or we're waiting to figure out a solution here that's going to allow us to continue, because I think something interrupted the plan. I think it was supposed to go a certain way, but there was some sort of a detour, an obstacle, a roadblock, and now we've got to figure out what to do. What is the outcome that we want here? Ace of Swords. We want to figure out what to do. Right now, we're not even thinking of fulfilling this whole plan and this big reward, this big success, the big achievement that was planned. Right now, we're just looking for a way out of this. Okay, so forget like what the finish line was supposed to be. I just want to figure out what to do with all these plates. Okay, so we've got this Ace of Swords here. We want the clarity. We want the decision. We want to know that we're doing something that is righteous, that is right and correct. Right? We want the revelation. We want we want the answer. What is the right thing to do right now? Well, we're going to take a look at the path of the serpent, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, and it really does support the channel. This channel is supported by viewers like you, and I appreciate all of you. So let's check in with this general energy now. Path of the serpent, Ace of Wands. There we go. So if we get the answer we need, we act on that. This becomes the impulse. This becomes the direct action energy moving forward. Right? We get that enlightenment. We get the answer, and we're able to move with it. It's also, this is telling me that this is probably your, now see, I want to point this out too. We have 5, 5, we have 3 and 3, and we have the ace and the ace. Okay. So I feel like in some ways this is your ability to switch gears, to adapt, right? To say, okay, well, you know what? Something threw a wrench in our plans, that's all right. We got to on the fly real quick. We're going to figure out a new plan, and that we got it. Right? It's like Michael Scott at the investor meeting, and he's saying we got a what is it? A 30-day plan, 30 steps, 30 days, to get us out of bankruptcy or whatever it was. I can't remember. But it's just on the fly, figuring this out. It's like, okay, what's step 1? Maybe we could look at it a different way and say, okay, the outcome that we want, we can still have that outcome, but we might have to figure out a new way to get there. So let's get our map out and let's plot a new course. Yeah. On the fly, we've got to adapt in real time. We don't got time to go home and sit at the desk and figure it out and think about it and spend a week or whatever. No, we have to do it right now. We're literally in the car driving. I need some real-time navigation here. Yeah. And I feel like that's something you're good at. I feel like this is your wheelhouse, so to speak. This is something that you can do, and perhaps it even brings out some of this kind of fundamental Aquarius innovation. You're you're at the forefront of progress in the spiritual world, right? I feel like this is really where you can shine. Let's keep going. Let's look at what's in the environment here. The lust or strength card. Yeah, this is something that you enjoy. This is something that I think brings out the very best qualities in you. With the lust card, it brings out our passion. It brings out our creativity. Brings out your confidence. It's kind of like you're like, oh, I get to do my magic now. This is where I really, you're being kind of called off the bench and you're being put into the game, and you're like the star pitcher. Yeah. And it feels like now it really is your time to shine. Okay. I feel like this is, in some ways, also a reminder that we have to try to control those emotions, really, of frustration and anger and that impulse that I think is there, that we just want to kind of walk away and throw everything down, let the plates come crashing down. We've got to control that impulse. This is like you feel this anger kind of swelling up inside you, and you just want to call this other person and just say, hey, I'm going to let your plates fall, because I feel like that's kind of betraying who you are. But at the same time, it feels justified, right? If they didn't show up for work, why are you going to why are you going to do their work, cover for them or whatever? You know what I mean? I don't know that that's the situation, but it could be. So there is a frustration and an anger, and I think really just, a real annoyance here that you're the one that's left kind of keeping everything going when there's been this unexpected shift or change or obstacle or this variable that has happened now, and you've got to be the one to figure it out. In some ways, I think you want to just walk away from it and let the thing crash. But there's something that's holding you to this, and you're not going to let yourself do that. You keep your promises anyway, is what I can feel from you. I am getting a stronger impression of that anger, though, right? Especially with that lust card. That looks like a pretty angry lion here. I almost wonder if you are taking it personally, as maybe feeling as if somebody is working against you on purpose. If this was something that was sort of sabotage, right? Something that was kind of intentional on their part. Yeah. Let's look at the obstacle card. The Knight of Pentacles. Just what I said. The vision of the outcome. Right? The outcome that you have always wanted. Like I said before, we can still have that outcome. We've just got to figure out a new way to get there. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is doing. That horse isn't really moving, just kind of grazing, right? Because somebody has stopped. There's been this Five of Pentacles moment. There's been this variable, this roadblock, this obstacle, whatever. So we're looking at the goal and thinking, can I still get where I'm going? Okay, how am I going to get there? So now we're looking around for a path. We're looking around for the best option for us to go and make a path, really. Okay? But that's the obstacle for you. The obstacle, I think, right now is you being able to still see the goal and then figure out how to carve your own path to get there, because the path that you were expecting, let's say, is not there, or the road is blocked. Now we've got to make our own road. Okay? I feel like your hard work is going to pay off here. Okay? And this might be something that brings you into a closer contact with a larger group. I don't know if it's like a presentation that you have to give for maybe for investors, or a proposal. I kind of feel like I almost feel like it's a Shark Tank episode. You ever watch that show? And I feel like you're kind of out there on your own, and you've just got to wing it because your partner or whoever didn't show up, or they got stage fright, or they got sick, or whatever it was, and you kind of feel pissed. You kind of feel like they did it on purpose. Why would they? But still, you feel that way. Regardless, you're out here, you've got to try to get to the goal, and you've just got to improvise. But you're good at that. And if we look at this as something that, oh, I'm good at this, this is an opportunity for me to be creative and to work my magic, I can do it. If we maintain the confidence, rather than kind of following the anger or the frustration, then I think you got this. I really do. Let's see what the outcome card is. Five of Wands. That's you pushing forward. So you've got 5, 5. Now we got the real 5 there. Now the 5 is the assertive. You're bringing the fight. Okay, and of course the Five of Wands could go either way. It could go toward anger, toward really fighting with your partner or the other person or the teammate or whatever it is. It could be you really letting your emotions get the best of you. And now we're on the Shark Tank stage and we're just frustrated and we're mad and we're kind of giving a little bit of lip to the judge or the investor people, right? I forget their names. Or we just get control over ourselves, over our energy, and we channel all of that into this magical show, right? This perfect display of your talents. And I feel like this really could go your way. I feel like this could be you like winning the show or getting the investment or whatever without that other person. Now, maybe I don't know what's going to happen with that person. If they're just, If they're going to be just cut out of the deal or what, that's up to you. But I feel like you can do this on your own. You don't need them. You don't need that other energy. I don't know for sure that there is another person. I want to point that out. There's no other court cards here. Okay, but there is something that didn't show up. There's something that the other half of this plan did not unfold for some reason. It's not your fault. It's either just a random kind of variable. It's a road closure that you could not have planned for. All right. And it's kind of like if the road is closed and we're turning the car around, we can't really get mad at the people that are working there to fix the road, the construction people, the Caltrans people, right? We can't really get angry at them. They didn't do it. They're just doing their job too, right? So it feels as if there's truly no one to really be angry at. So it's a very good idea to channel this into your talent, into your progress, into this creative energy that you can wield to get the outcome that you want. Let's look at that mystery card now. Not often we get a volunteer mystery card. I, of course, would like to see the Magician. I would like to see some pentacles in the form of a 9 or a 10 of pentacles, I think would be perfect. Yeah, maybe an Ace of Cups would be good since we already have a couple of aces. Might as well get the Ace of Cups. That would be a very fine card. Maybe we'll get the Star, your power card, right? Maybe. I almost feel that there's something to this Shark Tank thing. I almost wonder if you have been on a game show or something, or maybe you were in the audience, or you were involved in some way in some sort of a game show, right? I don't know if it was like an international one or just something local or what, but I kind of feel there's something there for you. Let's see what our mystery card is. It is the Magician, the Magus. Well, got to ring the bell for that one. Beautiful, perfect, right? You're channeling all of this anger, all of these frustrations and annoyances, all of this fiery energy into magic, into really like putting on the best performance of your life, It's really, the Magician is a very adaptable card, very adaptable energy. Whatever the situation throws at you, the Magician just says, well, this is what I've got, and I'm going to make the most of it. You can optimize your life in that way, right? With the Magician, we always see the Magician with the 4 elements and, of course, holding the wand. Whatever situation you find yourself, it's important that we can make the absolute best of it, right? If we just have a bunch of lemons, well, I'm going to make that lemon meringue pie, If there's nothing I can do to get rid of the lemons and maybe get some apples in here, then I'm gonna make something that's gonna blow you away with these lemons. Okay, and I feel like this is where your genius really shines. This is a fundamental Aquarius trait, I think, is to find a way to push past the limitations that we think are there in the environment. It's kind of some MacGyver energy in a way, but it's more than that. Because MacGyver uses what's available to just solve the problem. Yeah, you're solving the problem, but I think you're going way beyond that, You're able to make a masterpiece out of matchsticks, right? Or out of just scraps of something. And that is the real innovation. That's the real genius of you. Maybe this is a Shark Tank. Maybe this is an invention of some kind or a product or something that you are working on, because it's got that vibe for me. And I really do like it. And I hope you'll let me know in the comments a little bit about what you might be working on. Also, where's the yellow house? You're in the yellow building or the yellow house? I keep seeing a yellow dwelling of some kind. I don't know what that is. This is the perfect confirmation. And we are going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you want to leave me a comment, let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.